Hello everybody, welcome back. Today I'm going to do a quick deck tech for Genesis Battle of Champions. This deck is not going to be J2 friendly specifically, but my attempt was to be able to use the entire card pool to build a anti-meta deck. So something that can hopefully overcome the current meta strategies. So this is not a meta build specifically. It would be an anti-meta kind of rogue build. So let's get into the deck tech. It's primarily sustained damage and movement options. So one of our main damage spells is Rain of Arrows. 7 chi. It's got a 4 awareness, 2 forward, 1 to left or right. And at action speed, you can deal 5 damage to everything in Rain of Arrows awareness. It is probably the best area of effect Thymos card that pretty much covers that line to the side. Like for the awareness, it's probably the best there is, and for the damage specifically. There's probably better cards than this one, but I feel like this one fit the build the most, especially for the 7 chi and the area that it has. The other consideration for this slot was actually Demonic Rage, but Demonic Rage does not cover as far out as Rain of Arrows, I believe, and that is the primary reason for it, or at least it doesn't cover the sides. I can't quite remember what it was, but I decided to go with Rain of Arrows over this. But those are probably interchangeable depending on the meta that you're playing in. Demonic Rage does do 1 less damage, which is one of the reasons why it was not taken as an option. The disparity between 5 and 4 is not significantly huge, but every other source of damage in the deck, barring Malicious Persuasion, is an even number. So having that odd number helps round out the damage required to kill somebody. And again, it's not completely significant, but I did go with it for that choice primarily over something like a Demonic Rage. So Merciless Beatings. We run 9 of them in the deck versus the 8 of Rain of Arrows. 9 of these over the Rain of Arrows is slightly to do because of cost, but also just because 4 for 4 is a great rate. The ability that it has to trigger on its execute allows us to get another one to deal with summon threats. So I like it because it replaces itself. You can take out any summon in the game with this, barring those with aerial, or that can avoid the damage in some way. So it'll take out anything that it hits, as long as you are still in range to be able to kill it. So it's very effective at that. The Formosan Gorilla is our only summon in the deck, and it primarily is used for its trigger ability to be a consistent 2 damage, but in the opportunity that it survives longer than 2 turns, it's very effective at being able to deal that range 2 damage consistently, which will help curve out our damage over the course of the mid game. And there's 8 copies of that, just like Rain of Arrows. These are our main abilities in the deck. So at 7 chi, Rain of Arrows, 6 chi, Merciless Beating, and 5 chi for Formosan Gorilla. Our other 5 chi card is Sidestep. Just allows us to move to a spot in Sidestep's awareness. This and O10 are used for practically the same purposes, but sidestep has more scenarios because you do not have to be targeted when using sidestep. So that's the primary reason that we use sidestep over O10, but for cost curve on the deck, I had to swap in 4 O10s for sidesteps. Malicious Persuasion. Swift, it gives our creatures evasion by allowing us to move them. It does have the corner case scenario of being able to deal or make an opponent's summon lose 1 if they can't move. So this could be effective at dealing with Stone Protectors of Nigh or Ni. Specifically if you're using your gorillas to try to take them out, because it's got that swift speed movement, as well as Malicious Persuasion. And Stone Protectors of Ni can't move, so they're not capable of a movement, so they just lose 1 regardless. So if you had enough of these in your hand, you could essentially just take out a Stone Protector. But like I said, that's a corner case. I don't think that's going to happen 1 out of 10 of your games, but it could help. Backflip, move to a spot and backflips awareness. You're just backing up. It's good, works well with Rain of Arrows. If your opponent tries to gust you, I mean, it shouldn't stop you in any way, but if they have some kind of shutdown ability that is only 1 awareness, it'll allow you to back up. If you're going to get hit from the front, allows you to back up, or just repositioning in general. The reversal or the moving back just allows you to reposition yourself for a better attack, or give yourself enough space to avoid an opponent. Shoulder hop, same purpose as backflip, but a little bit more useful in my opinion because it allows you to place, so you can get on top of an opponent or one of your summons, which could help you either escape being trapped or just allow you to move out of the way of an attack. And sidestep and O10 we already talked about. These are just the best evasive moves for the colors that we have. The affiliations that we have, sorry. Since Malik is Thymos and Chaos. Malik himself is relevant just because of his heavy attack as well as his basic attack. It's going to allow us to deal consistent damage. His 30 health, 80 aura, and 1 energy reduction are very useful. 80 is restrictive. It only really allows us to play the 8 of the Formosan Gorilla. Being that we can only really summon 5 of these, I think, right? Yeah, we can only really summon 5 Formosan Gorillas, but we put 8 in there just so that we see it more frequently. The chance that we get 5 in our opening hand is sad, but I mean, having 5 gorillas to start is not necessarily a bad thing. It just makes the play really awkward because you're going to want to place the ball on the same spot to deal with max damage for when they come down, but then they're going to get bolt shotted and that won't feel great. So spreading them out will probably be your best option, but you're so limited if you start off with just these in your hand. Anything else, even if we get a full hand of these, gives us a lot of variation and options. I mean, except for Malicious Persuasion. We can't do a lot with a full hand of Malicious Persuasion. Moving on to the Forethoughts. So out of the main deck into the side, we've got Puppet Control. This is to take Angels or Primordials. Just get rid of the annoying creatures by taking control of them. Just gives us an option, allows us to retain some of our damage spells. But if for instance, you're going against something that's aerial and you don't have a way of dealing with it, this is probably one of your better options. Lambs to the Slaughter. I really like this card. I feel like this has a lot of versatility, and there's a lot of different ways that you can utilize it. Being able to swap spots with a summon in its awareness. It has the awareness of 3, so you can really use it pretty much to go and either take one of your gorillas and replace them to allow them to be used as a decoy. And a decoy at 5 chi is, I mean, it's pretty great. But other than that, you can also use it to get your opponent to hit their own creatures or summons, depending on the scenario. So if they had 2 stacked up on each other and they were attacking you from the side, say with an angel, and they had a stone protector as well, you could swap spots with a stone protector and let their angel take out their stone protector. Just a thought. I'm fairly certain it works that way, because you switch spots with the target summon and Lamb Slaughter's awareness, and everything targeting you targets it instead. So yeah, it should work. I have yet to play it in a game to see how it works, but I'm fairly confident it's going to be a good card. You were bringing it in specifically against something like a Baruch or a Angel Stone Protector. Arcane or Selective Amnesia. This is to deal with Nubia specifically. If she draws too many cards, our chances of winning go down significantly. So we really want to limit that from happening as much as possible. Take to the Skies, deal with aerial threats. We have aerial threat options in the main deck, but if we're going against something really big like an Angel, having this to be able to utilize our Merciless Beatings would be nice. So you could probably swap out something like a Malicious Persuasion for a Take to the Skies, just to give yourself the ability and flexibility to be able to mercilessly beat an Angel. And then O10s. Just a few extra ones. At 3, they allow us to swap those in to make bigger changes for things like Puppet Control or Lambs for the Slaughter. And that's the deck. Pretty simple. I might play a few gameplay. I might put a few gameplay videos out with the deck. It probably will not be today or tomorrow, but it'll come out in the future, and we can see how the deck actually works. All right, thanks for watching.